Where do I begin? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sick. I'm still getting over whatever kind of cold this is. I got sick actually when my mom and I were staying in Mystic, going to Rhode Island, and we had her little birthday trip, as you guys saw in my last video with the haul that we did together, which I really loved and you guys did too, so thank you so much for that. Also, please excuse my makeup if I seem a little weird. I just showered as well. My hair is a little floofy, but it feels good. It feels like clean hair. I actually haven't showered in a couple days because I've been in a sick place and also kind of in a dark, stressed out place, but I want to film today and basically tell you guys the story of how I quit my job and why I did the way I did. And if you guys want to hear about that, then let's just get started. Wasn't gonna quit the way I was going to, but I realized really quickly early on. By the way, I am a toddler teacher. I work at centers. That's what I do. That's what I love. I love my kids so much. I love watching them grow and develop and learn new things and get excited and learn how to talk. The room that I was mainly in was a 1-year-old's room, but I've also worked with 2-year-olds and I have worked with preschool, but preschool, it's not for me, and little baby infants, not for me. I feel like 1 and 2-year-olds are like where I do the best at age group wise, so please excuse my voice. I'm still sick. I think I already said that. Anyway, can I not knock everything over? That'd be great. Started working there, you guys know, about a little over a year and a half ago, and I was very grateful to finally have a job and to work with kids and to be happy again. Also to save money for my wedding and to move out, which clearly is what I've done, David. So like up to this point, like I honestly was pretty happy up until February, March is where I started to just be like, I'm done. I'm over it. I gotta get out of here. And mainly because when I first started working at the center, I hadn't worked in childcare for like a year. You guys know this from my previous why I quit my job video. I was very grateful to find this job. I'm very grateful that I was able to work and everything. And wow, I keep tripping over my words, so I apologize for that. I went back into it like full on, like full time, like holy shit, like here we go. And I was down for it. And things that were happening in the beginning, I was a little like, what? Like it just didn't make sense to me. But me being naive in a sense, because I haven't been in the field for a while, I figured, you know, like this is normal. But I slowly found out, some of my former co-workers, some of my previous co-workers, the way that things are done at the center is not normal, and it's a little like just doesn't make sense. And in my head, the best way I can describe it is a mind fuck, if you want to put it that way. And also I will say, you know, disclaimer, I'm not naming the name of the center. I'm not naming anyone that works there, any of my bosses. Like I'm not saying any of that because a girl doesn't want to get sued, and I'm not as awful as I feel and angry, defeated, disrespected as I feel, as my parents have taught me to, you know, walk with your head held high and just walk away and just let it go. Because to be honest, like I'll badmouth it to my friends all day and all night of how much I was mad and all this stuff that happened, but at the end of the day, it was a time in my life and I'm grateful for it, and that's all I can say really about it. I'm choosing not to be an asshole and like be like, well Dee, this like everything happens for a reason, and I feel like personally it was my time to go. I feel like my time there was run out. My mental health this last month to month and a half has been so crippled, and I just literally felt so defeated, and I felt like a bad teacher, and I felt like I wasn't doing enough, even though I was doing everything, I felt like. So the reasons I decided to quit my job, like I said, around February, March, my co-teacher and I lost the last round, I want to say the last round of our original kids that we started with in like August, September. So that was really hard for me. We also started getting babies in our room that were not yet a year old. And for me, I hated that, because literally all they were doing was trying to push enrollment into the infant room. So they were pushing 10, 11-month-old babies into our room when they're not ready yet, and they shouldn't even be in our room yet. So that was kind of the first thing that was like starting to get to me, because like I'm not an infant teacher, I'm a toddler teacher. I didn't sign up to work at infants, otherwise I would have asked to be in the infant room, you know what I mean? Since I've been there, I've watched about, God, I want to say like 85-90% of the people I worked with have left, and the turnover is just like crazy, and I've never experienced that in a center. Granted, I haven't worked in a lot of centers. The centers that I was student teaching at, that I worked at previously, that was like so like mind-boggling. And I would talk to a lot of my coworkers about it, and they were like, no, it's not normal, what's going on, it's not. And I was like, whoa, okay, so maybe something is going on here. That's like, I don't really want to say specifics, but basically just the environment, and like it just became very negative. What I will say, in a perfect world, I feel like a center relationship with parents and teachers should be, and with your director, I feel like it should be 50-50. I feel like your bosses should be looking at you as a teacher and also understanding your side and taking your side in some things and stuff as well. However, I do understand where they take the parents' side, because the parents are paying to be there, and like they want to be happy with their kids' childcare. I totally understand that, not knocking that at all. However, I feel like there's no balance at where I was working. There was no balance. It was always just make the parent happy, make them happy, fuck you, make the parent happy. And it got to a lot of people, and that's honestly why a lot of people left, as well as just a lot of petty things, just a lot of petty childish things that I just was like, really? How old are we? We had a reinforced gossip policy. What? Yeah, there was just a lot of things. It wasn't like, wow, like things just didn't make sense. I understand why a lot of my former coworkers left, and I do wish them the best, and I still, you know, talk to them. And I also wish luck for my co-workers that are still there. Hopefully we will all go out soon and party, go for drinks and stuff. I feel like everyone working there deserves better, because it's just things that it doesn't make sense. A lot of the stuff there doesn't make sense. It was just driving me crazy mentally, and it was just like, and I also have to say, the generation now of parents coming in and families, I feel like there are some parents that are totally chill and they understand, and you could talk to them and let them know things and stuff. God forbid, if you tell a certain parent a certain thing about a child's day, they're gonna go run to my boss. That's basically how it was. And I couldn't take it anymore, because I will admit, and I will say for the record, because if any of my former coworkers or any of my coworkers or bosses watch this video, I will say I do struggle with parent communication. I do struggle with that, and I have been trying to work through my anxiety and to just get out of it and be like, all right, Sam, you gotta do this, you gotta talk to them, you gotta say how their day was, and this and that and this and that and this and that. I worked my ass off every day to try to just get over that hump inside me, to just talk to them and let them know things. And honestly, for a while I felt like I was getting better, till I got some parents in my room that, you know, no offense to them, again, I understand you want the best childcare for your kid, and you want to make sure that, you know, you're getting your buck, you bang for your buck basically, and I understand. At times I wasn't as effective of a teacher. I'm not going to say I was the greatest teacher in the world, and there was a lot of times I did struggle. A lot of times where I did have a conversation with a parent that I felt went really well and that was effective, and let them know about their kid's day, or if they got hurt, here's the incident report, this is what happened, blah blah blah, and then have them just go run to my bosses, have my bosses come in and be like, so what happened? Like, what the fuck? It's just a mind fuck. It's all like, it just was taking the life out of me, to be honest. And if you're close to me, if I've had conversations with you, then you know what's been going on, especially you, Roya. Hey girl. And Danielle and all my friends, and David especially, like, know everything that's been going on. And everyone's been telling me for months that you need to get out of there, you need to get out of there, you need to get out of there. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna hold on for another month. Okay, I'm gonna hold on till the end of the summer. Okay, I'm gonna hold on. June, I was like, I think I'm gonna hold on till the end of December. But now I'm just like, no, I have to leave. And that's what I did, because my mental health is much more important than keeping a fucking parent happy. Okay? And working my ass off. There were a few times this last month, literally since I came back from vacation, I was pulled into office for my tone with the children, which really upset me, because here's the tea. Okay, I was told that my tone came off as really like a lot and really loud, like I was gonna like do something basically, and a parent heard it. And they went running to my boss, of course. I got pulled in the office about it. Of course I cried, because that's what happens when I get pulled in the office, because it's like, the reason that I was using this tone, sometimes I will get a little loud with my kids, I will admit it, because they're getting into something, they're doing something they're not supposed to. And 9 times out of 10, the reason I would do this is because they're not listening, they're doing stuff they're not supposed to, and they have me working with someone in that moment that's not my co-teacher, that doesn't do shit, okay? That's why. I actually was pulled into office again. Of course, this is all allegedly, by the way. I'm saying allegedly, 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 yeah. I was also pulled in the office and basically told that this other teacher was gonna be the lead of my room and whatever, and my bosses basically made it sound like that I need to relax, I need to take a step back, because they don't want something to happen, have to have DCF involved. And I was like, yeah. So basically, because I have a loud voice and a loud tone, because I'm trying to, like that, because I'm getting frustrated, because I'm working with someone that doesn't do shit and pay attention and all of that, all of the above, that I feel like I have to do everything myself 95% of the time, and that's what I do if I'm not working with someone that knows what they're doing, which was always a thing that I always said for my room. I was like, if you're gonna give me somebody, if you're gonna pull my co-teacher out to do shit, you better put someone with me that knows how to do shit, because I'm over it. I have to breathe because I'm gonna get really, really ticked. I'm already really ticked, but I don't want to get even more mad than I already am. Was kind of the tip of the iceberg, and literally they were like, you have any questions? I was like, no. And I will say, like, you can kind of tell that I was giving up. Like, one of my co-teacher that I was working with up until I quit, she was like, I could tell, like, because she literally started like probably like a month ago. She was supposed to be with me originally. It's a whole thing. She was like, I can tell you've just given up, because you used to come to work like your hair done and everything and makeup and looking good, and now you just come to work like in whatever, no makeup, your hair in a bun. And I'm like, yeah, so I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care anymore. There's a certain point where someone's gonna get fed up and they're gonna leave, and I think everyone that has left this job has done the same thing. So therefore, I don't blame anyone for leaving. I understand why a lot of my coworkers have stayed, because obviously, you know, money, and they have families and kids and stuff, and they gotta take care of them, and I totally understand that. But I do hope that they all find new jobs, and I hope they get out, because in my mind personally, in my personal opinion, I'm sorry, I have to emphasize this because I feel like someone will come for me for that. My personal opinion, your mental health is worth so much more than a job that you work your ass off for and you don't get recognition for, and you just keep getting shit on and shit on and shit on and shit on and shit on every single fucking day. And my goals in life are to be a good teacher, an effective teacher, and to love my kids and to watch them grow, and I feel like I did a good job of that up until I started like just giving up, and of course was still taking care of my kids. Not gonna just stop doing that. But when it came to like doing activities and stuff near the end of me being there, I was just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Whatever. And I will miss some of my kids, and I will miss some of the ones that have gone on to toddlers, but it was time. It was time for me to leave, more so or less. At the end of it, as mad as I am, as upset as I am about everything and how I feel, I am grateful that I was able to work there and to gain more experience and to learn from a lot of my mistakes, and to learn from watching what my bosses have done and what my former coworkers have done and like all that kind of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that happened. I just don't feel like making a video about it, to be honest. Not that I'm scared, but because I just don't feel like bringing more negativity into the situation. All of my close friends, family, and David know what David's my husband, by the way, if you're new here, know what has happened this last year and a half. And if my bosses are watching this, which you found my channel, there's the only word of advice I will have is that please pay attention to what's going on, because you don't know what's going on, and there's a reason that people leave, and people will get fed up. It's happened before, and it's gonna happen again. And as much as you guys try to change things and try to make things better and doing everything that you're doing right now, it's not gonna help in the end. It's really not. But I wish you guys luck. I hope you figure it out. I kind of knew from working there for a few months and everything I went through, from being taken out of a room to becoming a floater to working a 9 to 6 shift for months and not complaining about it, and then finally getting in a room and having my co-teacher getting taken away and getting fucked over. And you know, it's just, I knew as soon as I was a floater, I was like, I'm not gonna be here for a long time. I don't want to be here for years. I will not retire there. And I'm not. So I just hope that now everything, I can get back to being me and my mental health, because I feel really like, I mean, honestly, I already feel better. Like, I already feel like free. I just feel so much better, and I'm happy. So basically the story of why I quit my job, how I've gone about quitting my job, is because I knew from the start that they don't really like to give 2-week notices to everybody. So I had a feeling that if I gave them my notice, they would just tell me to leave. And you know, me, you know, I like to be a little bit financially, like, you know, have my ass covered for a little bit. So I stayed a couple more weeks to get, and I just left. That's not the smartest way to do it. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't do that. 2-week notices are better to put, it's better to put in a notice and be like professional than to do what I've done. But I understand why a lot of people have just up and quit or walked out, because I understand. I get it. I get it 100%. I follow still a lot of my former coworkers on social media, so a lot of them are doing good, and I hope that all of my co-teachers, I love you guys. I hope you're doing good. I hope you guys get out of there because it's just too much. It's too much, too much, too much. And for me, literally, I was just like taking all the stress home with me and then taking it out on my husband and taking it out on my friends and my mom, and it's not worth it. Cause it's like you gotta learn to leave the work at work and the home at home, you know? It was just so difficult for me to do that because it was just, on a positive note, I did have an interview last week and it went well, and I should be hearing back hopefully this week about it, and if not, then I'm screwed. No, I mean, we'll be okay for a little bit, David and I, but I'm not planning on staying out of work for a long time because obviously money, and we want to continue living in our apartment. Be a little tight for a little bit, but it's nothing that we can't deal with, and I know that everything happens for a reason. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm just so happy. Crying, my sick voice. I'm just so happy. So I'm free. I'm free. Oh God. And it took a lot of balls for me to stay as long as I did. I think that I ran my road, traveled, whatever. It took its course, but my camera's gonna die because it's overheating. I'm gonna try not to cry anymore, but I just wanted to say I love you guys so much. Thank you for being there with me through everything. I will have a lot more videos up this week since I am not working anymore. So I'm gonna have a lot of videos going for this week and next week since my friend Nate's gonna be here, so I'm not gonna be able to upload or film. So the next 2 weeks, hopefully I will have 6 videos. Love you guys so much. Hope you have an awesome day. Subscribe if you want to see more of me. Like this video if you enjoyed. Turn on bell post notifications so you know when I post a new video, and hopefully I don't sound like this in the next one. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't be me. But your mental health's worth more than a job that's crippling you. To my bosses, if they ever watch this, there's a reason everyone leaves. I love you guys.